Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
There is progress to report, but still a long way to go. The UAW strike against the Big Three hits day 11. The ripple effects beginning again as one auto supplier announces layoffs.
That auto supplier tells the state it plans to lay off 230 workers due to unforeseen business circumstances. Thanks for being with us. I'm Kimberly Gill.
I'm Devin Skillian. In total, about 19,000 UAW workers are striking after the union targeted 38 additional facilities on Friday. Tomorrow, President Biden set to visit Michigan to talk to striking workers. Wednesday, former President Donald Trump plans to do the same. Business editor Rod Maloney joining us live with what we're hearing so far about negotiations now. Rod.
Yeah, Devin, the negotiations are ongoing. You may recall that Ford was close to a deal, we thought, on Friday. They talked all weekend. We understand the talks are most active between Ford and the UAW, but GM and Stellantis still are trading talks at the table. As you can see, being out in the rain in a strike is no fun, but they're still out here waving their signs and getting horns to honk as they go by. Let's take a look at a reason why it is that perhaps we are waiting this long for that Ford deal to happen. The Ford contract the UAW continues working on and discussed publicly on Friday addressed much, but not all that the union is asking for. For instance, Ford's wage increase now over 4 years is above 20%. It ends tiers, offers an immediate conversion to full-time for temporary workers. Ford has the fewest of the domestic three in that department. The cost of living adjustment formula abandoned in 2009 is reinstated, gives the union the right to strike over plant closures, and enhances the profit-sharing formula. Wayne State University business professor Dr. Merrick Masters tells Local 4 Sean Fain believes that he can wring still more from Ford, which is why we're still waiting.
He's going to want something north of 30% or as close to there as possible. And I think that might be part of the holdup. And he's also going to hold out for some more assistance to retirees.
Still, there's considerable competitive concern across the industry. The domestic three already paying nearly $10 more an hour than the transplants like Toyota and Honda, and $20 an hour more than Tesla. Masters says Ford isn't worrying about that right now.
I mean, I think it's a danger, it's a risk. But you have to take calculated risks at this time. They don't have the luxury, if you will, to withstand a strike that is going to cripple their business. And they need to get this settled and move on and focus on electrical vehicles.
And so that's where it stands right now. And out here on the picket line, they're hoping to get a deal. They're hoping that the Ford deal can help them get a deal because this is a GM parts depot. Of course, you did mention that President Biden's due to visit tomorrow. We think it's going to be the Wayne Assembly Plant, but we're still waiting for all of the confirmation on that. Back to you.
Rob, talk a little bit about what you're hearing from dealerships. With their parts supply kind of turned off now, what's happening for them?
Well, we're seeing that dealers have been bracing for this. They saw this coming. They thought it could be a problem for them, and so they have been preparing. And I've been on the phone all day with a lot of dealers, and we were able to talk to one of them. In fact, we'll hear from him coming up on Local 4 News at 6, talking about precisely what they're trying to do to keep their customers happy.
Yeah, keep the funnel open. All right, Rod. Now to troubling new information in the shooting death of a florist in Dearborn.
3 people have now been arrested in the shooting, and we're learning about something that caught their eye before the attack. Sean Lay is live on this story. Sean, what did they see?
Well, one person saw Hassan Salome's new expensive watch on his wrist. Just one person, we're learning tonight, quickly evolved into this deadly robbery plot. When well-known and super successful Dearborn florist Hassan Salome was gunned down outside Sushi Co. in Dearborn in front of his fiancée, we've learned it was his new watch that caught the eye of one of the men involved. A car drove up, its license plate removed, men got out. We're told the 29-year-old was shot 3 times and killed, never given the chance to hand over that watch or anything else. His watch was taken, his necklace was taken. Police also believe the men were after Salome's luxury SUV. It was totally random, and it is terrifying that a man's watch could lead to his murder. Dave Abdullah is Salome's cousin, the family flying to Lebanon for the burial.
For her to be burying her son that's 29 years old was just so devastating She could not even talk.
And we are learning it did not have to happen. Court documents show one of the men arrested and charged, Quentin Godson of Detroit, was sentenced to 7 years in federal court for a carjacking case. He could have gotten 20. Godson served just 5 years, and at the time of the killing last week, he was on supervised release. Another man arrested and charged, Lindsey Thurman, had just been released in July on weapons charges. Dearborn police arresting a third man over the weekend as he was trying to board a flight to Arizona at Metro Airport.
They sadly and unjustifiably killed a random person over a watch or a necklace. Just sad at a whole nother level.
Learning new details about this as this evolves almost a week later. Kimberly, we are told Dearborn police will have more to say about this later this week. We'll be here to cover it for you. Back to you.
And also, Sean, 3 arrests, but police may not be done.
3 arrests so far, 1 over the weekend at Metro Airport. That person has not been charged yet. Police say the case is wide open, is no way closed. It kind of indicates they may be looking for more people to bring in on this one.
Okay, keep us posted, Sean. We appreciate it.
Developments and a decision after a Local 4 investigation. Former prison employees will not face involuntary manslaughter charges in the death of a Metro Detroit man who was serving time in a prison up north.
Our Karen Drew has followed this case closely. She's here to break down what happened in court today. Karen.
Well, Kim and Devin, this was a case beyond crime and punishment. And I can tell you, people all around the country are watching to see if these Michigan prison employees would be charged. Now, on one side, Jonathan Lancaster's family, who says their brother died because of how he was treated behind bars by prison staff, including being restrained for 3 days. On the other side, the folks saying the prison employees did nothing wrong.
38-year-old Jonathan Lancaster was nearing the end of a 9-year state prison sentence for armed robbery. But instead of going home to his family in 2019, Lancaster died from dehydration while in an observation cell at the Alger Correctional Facility in the UP. 8 prison employees face serious criminal charges. But during a preliminary exam on Monday, the judge dropped the involuntary manslaughter charges against 6 former MDOC employees. Then prison warden Scott Sprader, assistant warden Benny Mercier, and several nurses, Paul Zelenak, Nathan Moser, Barbara Bedient, and John Crane. Danielle Dunn says her brother Jonathan had an altercation with another inmate and was moved to the Alger County Correctional Facility there. He was put into indefinite solitary confinement. His condition quickly deteriorated. Mentally broken, Jonathan stopped eating and drinking. He lost a quarter of his body weight, but instead of getting medical help, according to court testimony, Jonathan was strapped to a chair.
His autopsy report shows the bruises, the cuts to his face.
After the judge's ruling Monday, Lancaster's sister released this statement. The state of Michigan, MDOC staff, and the Alger court failed Jonathan, not only as they stood by and watched him die, but by failing to hold those responsible accountable. Saying that Jonathan wanted to die was a way to try ease their conscience. They know what they did, and I pray his memory haunts them. This is past for corrections officers to continue to abuse and neglect.
Now, the state argued the defendants in this case caused Lancaster's death by failing to provide necessary medical intervention. The AG's office tells me it is evaluating the next steps. Lancaster's sister, I talked with her this afternoon, and she does plan to fight for an appeal.
Okay.
And there are still 2 other prison employees facing charges too, right?
Yes, misconduct charges. They're evaluating that. We'll let you know where that goes. I did call MDOC, asked for a comment. They will not talk about the case right now, but we'll stay on top of it.
Okay, appreciate that, Karen. All right, Ford Field. Woo!
Oh my.
Rocking on Sunday as the Lions defense stole the show. Nice to see the roof is still on the place.
It was in doubt.
You were yelling, I know
yes,
you were.
I know.
Not even letting the Atlanta Falcons into the end zone in the 20-6 victory.
Jamie's in for Bernie tonight. This is now what's tough. Really short turnaround on the road and a lot of injuries to still try and sort out here.
In a divisional game, there's a lot going on here. Devin, short week. Lions travel to Green Bay to take on Jordan Love and the Packers Thursday night. Lions are coming off that 20-6 home victory over the Falcons yesterday, and it was very loud in there. The defense, the story of the day: 7 sacks, 11 tackles for a loss, and they didn't allow an Atlanta touchdown. Great bounce back from the Seattle loss. Dan Campbell said yesterday he's proud of his team, especially as they dealt with all these injuries.
We fought on the back end, we really did. I thought we covered pretty good. Certainly there's some penalties we got to clean up, and we knew there would be. This crew is they've been the highest in 2 years, so We knew there would be, but it's still too much. We can't have that. But we overcame it, and defense really set the tone.
Now, some good news on the injury front. Taylor Decker, David Montgomery, Kirby Joseph, Emmanuel Mosley all upgraded to limited practice today. So that's very good news. Dan Campbell speaking to the media late today. We're listening in right now, so hopefully we can get something in sports or at least in the 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Really good if they could get Taylor Decker and Montgomery back both going into this. Yeah,
any of those guys.
It's a lot right now. Yeah. All right, Jamie.
Too soon. All right, now to the weather. We are seeing a few showers moving through Metro Detroit right now on exact track 4D radar.
So let's head outside. Pictures from Metro Airport in Romulus. Pretty smooth sailing for the most part. Just a few delays at this hour. But for some, the work week got off to a little bit of a soggy start. Some rain around, and now more coming our way.
Yeah, so let's get over to Kim Adams to help track what's moving through here. Hi, Kim.
Hi, lots of birds at the airport, too. Did you see that? What's going on? You know what they're saying? They're like, it's getting a little chilly here. We need to change direction. It's the first week of fall, boy. It sure does feel like it. Gray skies. We've got a little bit of rain right now. A little bit, though, not a whole lot, but it is raining right now in Royal Oak, right along I-696, also Sterling Heights, Utica, Mount Clemens getting a shower along I-94, New Haven and New Baltimore. It's also raining in parts of Oakland County, Wixom, Novi, Farmington Hills, but not as far south as Northville and Plymouth. So it's really spotty showers, and that will be the trend overnight tonight and through the first part of tomorrow. Temperatures are below normal for this time of year by just a touch. 69 in Mount Clemens, 66 in Pontiac, upper 60s out at Metro Airport. Tomorrow we could have a spotty shower in the morning, then clearing out in the afternoon, but our highs still only in the upper 60s. But hang on, I think you're going to like the temperature trend as we head into the weekend.